Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer. And of course the players as usual, and there are many of them. We have them all. It's like Ash Ketchum, I've got them all. So, welcome back to the Dumbass class. As we carry on with our Dark Heresy game. So, little recap for last time. Our group of acolytes had gone to a mining world with their Inquisitor to investigate some reports. These reports were false, didn't actually amount to anything. However, whilst they were there were some suspicious murders with clearly identifiable wounds. They identified the culprits as the Tyranids. After some strange portal to another world opened up and Tyranids began flooding through, the team quickly put an end to the Tyranids, closed the portal, and learnt of a strange data slate inside of a cognate, which was doing some rather weird things. After stopping the weird data slate and taking it into their custody, they then heard, or at least saw, a bright light in the sky. That light situated around where the space station was. Kind of still is. After being informed that mutiny was afoot aboard the space station, and after the Inquisitor's expert ace pilot flew down to the planet's surface with some very strange alterations to the Inquisitor's gun cutter, the party, gathering up in the Inquisitor's gun cutter, took off and headed up into space. Once reaching the outer orbits, they saw that in the space station's proximity, a PDF defense ship had been destroyed and there was a large debris field. The rogue trader vessel that had brought them all this way had moved. It was still attached to the space station, but it had moved from where it was berthed originally. They had gained some information from Magos Dominus Garlek. He had provided them with some information about what was going on. The team needs to fly the gun cutter to the space station. The defense grid is active. Fortunately, some parts have been disabled due to some valiant actions done by the Skitarii forces on the space station. So as our camera zooms in on this very small gun cutter with some strange alterations to it, we come to the cockpit, where Albie, playing Ezio, is in the front gunner's seat. In the pilot seat is Sergeant Kroon, played by me. I believe we have Darius, at least Darius, on the turret mounted guns. Darius played by Geddy. Eris, who is playing Winters. Sergeant Kroon has informed you to get your ass into the engine bay. Once you get into the engine bay, you're going to see that there are a number of post-it stamps. These are written by VV, the Inquisitor's rather strange tech priest. It seems as if VV had some knowledge of the alterations, and he's kind of put post-it notes around, just like, don't touch this. I'm not sure what this does. Very interesting, quite confusing. And you'd notice in the engine bay of the gun cutter, there's a lot of steampunk kind of accessories that have been added to certain things, and you're just not sure what it all does. You can, by all means, investigate if you would like.
If I remember correctly, I have already looked over the engine modifications on planet.
You looked over the exterior
Okay.
parts. The interior, you've only just got a chance to walk in.
So what do I roll for that? Tech use?
Yes, you can roll me tech use, or you can roll me your Forbidden Law Adeptus Mechanicus. Oh no, the first roll is not the greatest.
It's a 51, it's fine.
Oh, sorry. My all my stuff is in the way, and I misread it. I thought you got a 91, but that's your target. Silly me.
Also, it should be 10 higher because MIU.
So you wouldn't be able to use your MIU on this.
Oh, okay.
Simply put, as you're looking around with 5 degrees of success, you easily get the degrees to kind of figure out what's going on. The alterations essentially are running. That was a weird noise. Are running excess gases from the plasma generator out through these extra engines. It's a very simple, yet efficient system. It's definitely not something the Adeptus Mechanicus would use. There's not enough technology involved. There's not enough, and as you look around, you can see that a number of like Steam dials have been added to shit. You're just like, what the fuck is this? Where's my like digital readout of like? It's very strange, but with your 5 degrees of success, it has been installed really well. All the solder joints are all absolutely perfect. All the welding is immaculate. And as far as you can tell, like as you go into the engine bay and you like seat yourself in a little Mechanicus chassis kind of station area where, you know, maybe you lock your feet in and a harness clips you around the waist so you can stand up, but you're like, you don't get chucked about. They're not in your way. You have access to the entire area easily. You may have problems doing general maintenance, however, as you do notice that one pipe covers a maintenance hatch. You're just like,
Problems for the future.
Yes. So, for your roles, essentially, Winters will be operating the engines and making sure that things don't go critical or overloaded or damaged. You'll basically be using your tech use quite a bit here. For Liliana, played by Jim, and Mordecai, played by Waldo. As far as I'm aware, you two don't actually have roles that you can perform on the ship, but technically you can use your psychic powers. There's nothing really to stop you from using certain powers as long as you're able to get a visual on it. This is where you're going to have a problem. If you two want a visual, you're going to have to stand up in the middle of the corridor and look out the cockpit window, or you have to go up with Darius and like cling on to him in his gunner chair as you look out through his observation window. There is going to be a negative to you guys being able to stay in position, but you can do it.
Could I not use my warp perception?
Warp perception is something you can use, but you can't use your powers. You need direct line of sight.
The only problem is that I don't know what power I could have that would be useful in this moment. So I think for now I'm just holding on for my dear life.
I mean,
trying not to.
I don't really have.
Trying not to shit myself to death.
Would be useful, but warp perception would be a way of me seeing outside. But I don't really have anything useful, so yeah, just kind of sit and hope.
Okay, if you can't think of how you can use your powers to assist the group, then by all means you can strap yourselves in and prepare for a wild ride.
Look at the powers. Take
I
a look
will
at the
put-
powers.
I also am on like 2 HP, so
I mean,
I can't
Oh,
avoid
yeah.
falling over.
the only power I have that could technically help someone is invigorate, but I don't think anyone has fatigue.
Nope, not anymore.
Because smite doesn't. I can cast smite while I'm inside of the ship.
Technically, you can cast smite outside the ship. You just need to have a visual on the target. Like, this is what I mean. The psychic powers are bullshit in the space part of this game. I don't really like the idea of you being able to use psychic powers on ships, but you technically can because they are the rules of the game. You can technically use smite on asteroids, debris, and shit like that. I think it's put there so that the psychic players can actually do something in ship combat and vehicle combat. But it is entirely up to you if you want to do that.
What task would I have to do to stay standing?
It'd be agility tests whilst you're suffering from intense maneuvers. Now, the ship does give you some bonuses because it does have some inertial dampening systems. It has to. Otherwise, everyone not in a flight suit would probably have some issues, especially when you're in orbit. Especially when you're on the planets flying around in the atmosphere.
I can't really risk it because I don't have enough HP to risk falling over.
I'll try once, but can I strap myself or a cord to myself so I can pull it in case I need to go back to the sea? I mean, my cover does have a chain. I used it once.
Not really. So I'd give you the ability to brace if you get a warning. Like, for example, because again, you got to think, if you're going into aerial combat where you've got to dodge flak, you're going to be pulling some pretty incredible maneuvers. If you can be told, we're going left, we're going right, we're going up, we're going down, okay, you've got time to brace. But if you don't have time to be told what's going on, you trying to brace and cast your psychic powers is not going to happen. Because you're going to be concentrating too much on not falling over. It is doable. You can do it. You can cast powers at stuff outside, but there is a negative because you've got to see it. And the ship has not been adapted for another harness to be... Like, you don't have a tech priest harnessed in the middle of the corridor, for example. You could do that on your gun cutter if you wanted.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to strap in then because my agility is not that great and I'm not very confident that I'm going to be able to do well and help this way. And not die while doing it. I'll just strap myself in, hold my hand against the wall, and pray to the almighty Jeebus that the ship holds itself.
Okay. Very well then. So, as Sergeant Kroon has brought you up into space, and you've all been going around getting in your positions and preparing yourselves, you hear over the comms, Inquisitor, are you ready? Did she have a Scottish accent? All my characters have a Scottish accent for some reason. No, I'm going to give her a normal one.
Originally she did.
Oh, okay, she did. Okay.
No, didn't.
Oh, didn't. Okay. I shall try not to.
Did.
Did she?
Wait,
I think she did.
Or is she having one?
The issue is
And
I keep
little
giving
thin-
everyone I keep giving everyone a Scottish accent. I don't know why. It's just the comfortable place that my mouth goes to when I need to do an accent. We'll
You
give
like
her
having Scottish in your mouth.
The less I want to know about comfortable positions of your mouth, the better, to be honest.
Oh boy.
Okay, that didn't come out exactly how I planned. So, right, I won't give her a Scottish accent. We're going to go with none. Okay, Inquisitor, if you're ready. May the God Emperor protect. You got this, Sergeant.
Nope.
There's no need to worry. The God Emperor has always been with us.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Did you all like the American accent, or was there... I'm scared now. Okay then.
It was alright.
So with the
the
Inquisitor's
accent was good.
blessing... As, especially for Ezio and Darius, you two get the best bird's eye, well, front row view to what's going on. You can see that Sergeant Kroon has tried her best to come round on the side of the space station. Technically the spaceport. It's quite a long creature. So she's trying to come round on the flattest, the smallest edge. Sorry?
Is it a net?
No. It's just the expression for the port creature.
Yeah.
So she's trying to come onto it on its smallest facing side, so there's going to be the least amount of flak coming at the gun cutter to start off with. However, I need to go on to the rules now. Which luckily, yes, I do have them all set up and ready. Although, I say that. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is, floor it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, vehicle combat actions. That's the one I want. And I also want ace pilot actions. There they are. Okay. So the only one we're going to need is that one, I believe. Okay, so
she's just gonna be doing floor it all the way there.
a little bit. There's gonna be I'm sure there'll be some tight
Press
turns.
the red button.
The red button will be pushed, yes, at one point. So
Haven't painted the gun cutter red yet.
no, the gun cutter is black. It's Inquisitorial
red.
black.
Don't paint it purple.
Your gun cutter is painted rust, I believe, because it not quite rust.
Kind of red.
It's that bare metal, rusty, degraded kind of look.
Oh boy.
So, as she comes round for everyone in the cockpit and in the rest of the gun cutter, you do indeed hear her come through over the comms. Okay, we're gonna floor it, and she goes at max speed. So the pilot slams down the pedal or aviator. Yes, okay. She hits the go faster throttle and puts the craft at top speed for the gun cutter's usual actions. The whole craft jerks forwards, and the inertial dampeners don't actually dampen everything off. This would be your first problem for the Psychers, because I would have wanted an agility test. It wouldn't have been difficult, but that would have been your first one. So she has to do a... Sorry, I'm looking at hit and run now. She has to do a -10 operate. So, -10 operate, here we go. Let's hope she doesn't fuck it up. Operate Aeronautica. Yeah, that's the one. Minus 10.
Oh, God, okay.
So only just, but she does manage to, as the vehicle shoots forwards, the steering wheel judders, the craft rocks ever so slightly. There is a massive increase in speed. However, Ezio, you would notice that the targeting system that you're currently would be like glancing down at as you're shooting through like a rocket towards the space station. Warning signs are coming up. Laser target locked, tracking locked. Shit is following you as you are flying towards the space station. So, Tech Priest Winters,
Yes.
I'm preparing the device. Please keep systems under control. In 3, 2, 1. She hits the button. Winters, give me a minus 10 tech use as all the dials shoot up into red.
I believe that's 7 degrees.
That is indeed 7 degrees. So, Winters, you almost expected this as the craft goes rocketing forwards, and then you're told, right, the button. You're thinking to yourself, wow, the plasma reactor's already running hot. The engines are. Oh dear. As soon as she says 1 and hits the button, your hands are already moving towards the little cogs, the little dials to start releasing pressure and putting in more. Bollocks! I had the word and now it's gone. No! More like radiator fluids, more cooling fluids into the reactor to try and keep it from going anywhere near the danger level. And yes, with 7 degrees, you are quickly turning these dials, and you're even quickly looking down at the Cognite console for the reactor and trying to just, in a way, eke up the power and then bring it back down to try and stabilize the temperatures. The craft actually moves a lot faster than it was previously going to. So that is actually 2 turns down. So Ezio and Darius, as soon as you hear on the comms the dush of a button being pressed, the craft hurtles forwards. You're almost getting a little like dazzled as the stars are moving so quickly at your peripheral vision. And you go shooting towards the space station. However, this is when the first lot of... Oh, hang on, no. The long-range macro cannon was destroyed. Yeah, no, it was destroyed, the macro cannon.
Yeah.
By the
Oh,
Skitari.
yeah, we said the Serpentors were, didn't we? Not the Serpentors, the Skitari.
So, you don't have to worry, but you've moved 2 turns further. So yes, you now come into range of the actual flak, the small fighter. Okay, even though you are hurtling forwards, you can see just these small explosions, and you're going into them, which is even more terrifying. And for... You'd probably hear, at this point, Sergeant Kroon start to saying canticles and prayers to the machine spirits, which is something that Glavians do, as they work quite closely with the... I believe it's Glavians. Yes, because they work quite closely with the Adeptus Mechanicus, and why they have their lovely finger implants. So you would hear canticles to the machine spirit to appease and cool reactors, to stabilize engines, and then you would hear So this is concentration and movement. Brace, brace, brace! Emergency maneuvers! She has to do an operate flat. If it succeeds, it'd be a -10 to the attack that is made. Okay, I will double read that in a second. So the craft, it's not a jinking maneuver; it's evasive maneuvers. So for Ezio and Darius, you see the craft hurtle forwards, and then hopefully, it was flat, wasn't it? No, -10. No. Wait a minute. Yeah, flat. There we go. Fucking hell, that took a long time. She failed.
Ooh.
Okay. Sergeant Kroon uses a fortune point. She only has 2 of them, by the way, but she has the right stuff. In addition to the normal use of fate point in Dark Heresy, an ace character can spend a fortune point to automatically succeed any operate or survival skill test involving vehicles or living steeds by the number of degrees of her agility bonus. I do love some of the special talents for classes. So she actually gets 5 degrees of success on her evasive maneuvers. This is just enough. So the AI rolled a 20. Well, the heretics rolled a 21. With a -10, this will mean that they actually just miss. Taking them down to 11, a 10 would have hit you. So let's just. Now we'll say Darius. Darius, your bum might clench a little bit as the evasive maneuver goes off, and you can just see this small explosion pop up near your canopy, far enough away that it doesn't. You just hear tiny little of small bits of debris flickering down on the glass.
All right. That's close.
No, you are perfectly safe this time.
Yep.
She has another maneuver to perform. She might actually perform a jink. So jink. Oh, hang on. Oh, bollocks. I think I was meant to use... Okay, yeah, I actually did that wrong. That was my fault.
Yep.
Sorry,
Think
first
is
time
the
I...
dodge. Evasive maneuver is the.
Yeah, it's a
Dangerous
full
timing.
action. Yeah, no, it's a full action. It puts a minus to it. I was meant to do jink, which is a reaction maneuver for avoiding combat.
The negative as well. If it's similar to Only War.
Yeah, I believe there is. It is page 252, which I believe is the one I'm on. It is. So why wasn't jink? Oh, it's not. It's on the lower page, isn't it? It fucking is.
Probably.
It is. It's on the lower page. Fortunately, it is a flat test. So she still would have failed, but with 5 degrees, she did succeed in avoiding it. Yeah. Yep. No, that's right. Ooh, she could have gone out of control. That would have been that would have been bad. So yeah. So she has succeeded her first round.
There we go.
So this time, she's going to do or does she floor it? I mean, getting another 2 turns closer.
Says floor wins it, slows the distance faster, and moving speed is still going to make it harder to hit. So
Sure, we'll go with floor it, because you are right. It does give that -20, which is quite useful. Although, yeah, no, because you're moving far closer to the space station doing that. Okay, so no, she will floor it again. Yeah, it was a -10 to her operate. Let's hope. Let's pray for good dice. Or else this may end rather badly. So -10. Beautiful. So, Winters,
Yeah.
You've just about managed to get the reactor and the booster drives to a stable point. And then the reactor starts losing heat. It starts cooling down rapidly. And you notice that the dials to the booster have actually gone back to their normal position. They've cooled right down. You need to try and eject coolant, or you need to increase the power output of the reactor. You can do this one of two ways. You can give me a -30 tech use test to manually try to cool the engine by redistributing power and changing power systems, turning things on, off, and all this crazy shit. Or you can give me a -10 tech use, but you are literally just opening up a valve and dumping fluid into the engine bay.
What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to do the dumping fluid.
Okay, so -10, please. So yeah, you really quickly come over and you just smash this quick release valve to dump a load of the cooling fluid. You're checking over at the digital readout that's telling you how much is in the system, how much, and 7 degrees of success again. Is it 7 again? I believe it is. Yes, it is. With 7 degrees of success again, you actually are able to calculate just on the fly roughly. No, if I stop it here, that should be enough to warm the engines up if I start repowering up some of these systems. So you are actually able to keep the craft at full power. So there is no negative to Sergeant Croon yet. However, yes, she doesn't hit the red button this time. It does seem as if the ship is still carrying on with its momentum. She hasn't lost that much pulling off the maneuvers. So you are 4 turns closer to your objective. Okay, so as you've just come out of your jink maneuver, you've then Croon has brought the craft stable again and then floored it, directing the craft towards the debris field. So there is a -20 to shoot your craft. At this moment in time, there is also a debris field coming up. So for the shooting of the enemy. Oh fuck, they got a 5. Oh fuck. Jink! Oh no. Wow, my dice are kind of on and off tonight, but so with a 17, so Ezio, you're now the one who has to clench a wee little bit. As you go flying towards the space station, the debris field is on your right peripheral vision. You just see a line of flak explosions just going across your vision, and you're like, oh fuck, we're in. And then Croon just quickly brings the craft down, swings to the side, and for a moment then you were like, you may have been doing that anyway as she performs her maneuvers. Sadly, however, you have come into range of the debris field, which has brought you in range of more guns. Another flak opens up. Roll 20, why are you being slow? How have I got another 5? What? Oh shit. Okay. So, as Sergeant Croon it jinks down, comes around into the closer to the debris field, more flak opens up. Darius, you see a line of explosions coming towards your face. I believe these are a 2d10 weapon. So it does 15. I also need to... Hang on, it does 5. So let me come over to hit locations for ships. So a 5 is... So Winters. As the ship comes up, it's not actually Darius. Darius thought he was like, oh fuck! But actually, Sergeant Kroon jinks in such a way that it brings the engines up into the line of fire. Winters, you just hear this dum, 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 on the hull. Let me just have a look. Sorry, I now need the gun cutter sheet up. I think I need rear armor. Rear armor, where are you? You are... Hang on. Wait, what? Oh, it's on vehicle, isn't it? It's on vehicle, that's why. No, it's not. Is it on vehicle or ship? I thought I had it on ship. Oh, no. It is actually classed as a vehicle, but it is a spacecraft. Yeah, that's the one. So rear armor is 30. Rear armor's 30? Why do I get the feeling that this flak cannon that I've taken the stats for is
maybe
wrong?
because the fighters have less armor.
No, you are right, actually. Yeah, you're right there.
The gun cutter.
It's actually the Inquisitor's gun cutter, which has the all the upgrades. So it's got reinforced armor, reinforced hull.
Oh no, a stock gun cutter is 40, 35, 30.
Where I literally saw the... Oh, hang on, or was I... Have I made 2 gun cutter sheets by accident? I have! I've got 2 fucking gun cutter sheets, you twat. Fuck me sideways. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, the Inquisitors, because the Inquisitors one is under Loyalists, and your gun cutter is under NPCs. Twat. This is what happens when you have too many character sheets and stuff. So I have a reinforced hull. When the vehicle with a reinforced hull receives a critical hit, half the result round up. This quality does not affect rolls on the critical chart generator for Righteous Fury.
Is it critical though?
No. No, I don't believe it is.
Does it even penetrate?
No. No, it doesn't. The weapon has the blast quality. Yeah, I think these flak cannons are meant for like the interceptors.
Oh well.
Yeah, I think they're meant for like the Aquila landers. They are, because an Aquila lander has 10 armor in the rear. I should have looked at this first. Oh well, my bad.
We can chat it up to unexperienced crew.
No, unexperienced GM. I don't normally do space battle and vehicle combat in Dark Heresy.
In the universe. Why they're even trying with a gun that can't penetrate. They don't know better. They've never had to shoot that gun before.
Yeah, no, it doesn't actually penetrate. Which is sad. I'm going to have to up the damage. Well, when you get closer. We'll up the damage then. 3d10. Oh, hang on. I'd have to make it 4. Oh, well. More danger. So, you do hear the engine bay has been hit. You kind of look around a little bit nervously, just like, is anything leaking? Do I see any gases? I'll give you this one. You don't see any gases leaking. It didn't pen. So fortunately...
Not yet.
Yes, not yet. Not yet. But fortunately, you do manage to make it through the second barrage. Now, you're coming into the debris field as the course is taking you. You actually have to go across the whole length of the space station in order to get to where the Rogue Trader vessel is parked up. Now, to be honest with you lot, I really wanted to let the Rogue Trader vessel assist you. However, I do believe if the Rogue Trader opens up with its macro cannon, it's going to break it off from its dock. Every force has an equal and opposite reaction. Firing a massive cannon forwards has got to push your ship backwards. If you're not like actively, recorrecting your course. So sadly, they can't open up with their weapons. They might be able to assist you later on. So you're swinging round. You're now coming into the asteroid field. Sergeant Kroon informs you all. Right, everyone, brace yourselves. If the first bit was hairy, this bit's about to get dangerous. So you now suffer a -20 to operate tests in a debris field. It's nasty. It's nasty. Yep. So, she is not going to floor it this time.
Better news, it's also harder to hit us.
I don't think flooring it into a debris field is a good move.
Yes, but debris field also provides protection.
It does. This turn you're entering the debris field, so she's just not going full speed straight into and through. So she's going to do evasive maneuvering, which is going to provide you a -10 penalty to the enemy attacking you for now. Hang on a minute. No, it's not. It's a -10 penalty to all attacks made against it for every degree of success. So this will work out nicely. So she needs to do an operate. -10. No, sorry, operate flat. Aeronautica. Operate flat.
Jesus Christ.
They get a -60 to their... Oh, hang on a minute. No. I fucked up there. Because this is a maneuver. So it's a move action. So the negatives to space apply to it. So there's actually a -20 for the debris field. So that is... that's 4 degrees of success. Because it would be 24 on a 60.
+1 for success.
Yes, good point. +1 for success. So,
oh boy.
That would be 5. So the enemy has -50 to shooting you. Plus, they have a -10 to shooting you because of the debris field. So, they get the maximum level of negative that you can get in Dark Heresy. They get a -60. Or applied -60. So this means that technically they would only hit on a 5. I mean, I literally just rolled 2 5s. If I roll more of them, I'm going to be disappointed. We have an 88 for our first one. We have a 76, a 75, and this is a scary bit because there's 4 of them now, and a 73. So as you're coming into the debris field, you can just see like parts of debris are just getting lit up and more debris is getting broken up, like smaller debris. However, for Darius and Ezio, the debris field is now coming at you as well. So Ezio, can I get a weapon ballistic skill test? I believe it's flat. You haven't had a lock on. She hasn't floored it, because flooring it gives you a minus to your shooting. So yeah, I believe
have got no lock on, or is this just a reaction? Just for the next shot.
It's just for this turn. So if you give me the debris does have a size character, so you would be shooting at quite a large piece. So I'll give you a +10 for your shooting, because it's quite a large piece that's in front of you. So you are opening up with, I believe, the twin-linked. No, sorry, the long-barreled autocannons. Actually, no,
Yes.
twin-linked long-barreled autocannons.
Yep.
With
Plus
a
20 on that.
60.
Being twin-linked.
Well, you get a 60. Yeah, you get a +10 for the size of it, and you do technically get a +10 for the distance. Is it +10? No, sorry, +20 for the distance, because it's really close. Sorry, void battle is also calculated in different distances, which is kind of confusing at the same time. So I believe you actually get a +30 to shooting this time. So that takes you up to an 82 for your target. So you got 5 degrees of success for your shot. I believe it is a... Oh, okay, hang on. Ezio, what would you have fired it on? You can fire it on a standard, so just 2 shots, semi-auto, 4 shots, or full auto, 10 shots. Your magazine is 500. It's quite a large piece of debris.
Navigate Stellar give me any ID on what I
No.
should shoot?
It wouldn't. You could roll me a law, like if you had law Imperial Navy, if you had law
Inquisition.
Full auto, just destroy it. Yes.
Alright, full auto then. How many shots for full auto?
You're firing 10 and you have 500. So
About 50 shots.
and
Yeah.
this is 4d10 plus 5. A pen of 4. And you're getting 10 hits. So you don't need to roll me damage. You chose the
Yes,
right.
I do.
Well, you can if you wish. You chose the right option. It's quite a large piece. You've basically fired directly in the middle, up and down.
Pen plus 4, pen 4.
No, 4d10 plus 5. Times
Per
10.
bullet. So 40d4, 40d10.
Yes, I believe that's right. So, Darius, as you can see quite a large piece of debris in front of you starting to disappear as the long-barreled autocannons open up. With your twin-linked heavy bolt, 2 twin-linked heavy bolters.
Is that a heavy bolter or the multi-blazer?
Oh no, sorry. You have a multi-laser. Yes,
I
sorry.
think the multi-blazer is the pilot has the heavy bolter.
Yes, no, you have the twin-linked. Is it twin-linked las cannon? I think it's twin-linked las cannon. A large amount of damage is being rolled. An extraordinary amount of damage. So, Darius, your debris is slightly smaller. So your overall target is, I believe, a +20. And essentially, you're firing at smaller pieces, but they, as far as you can tell, you reckon if you were to move over in that direction, you're going to smash into them, and that's not going to be nice.
Can you repeat that, please? I'm having technical difficulties.
No worries. Can I get a ballistic skill plus 20?
Sure. Oof. Okay. I can only fire the multi-laser on full auto, so that is 3 hits. If I remember correctly.
Yep, let me have a look, because I believe it's actually your gun cutter that has the multi-laser attached to it. Yes. Yeah, I believe it's your one that has the... So I think I may have made the gun cutters different. I probably should have just made them exactly the same. Would have been easier. Never mind. So I believe the twin link, the multi-las is a 2d10.
Nope. Multi-las is 3d10 plus 3, pan 4.
That's the one. Please roll me 3 times.
Fucking brutal.
They're evil creatures. Oh dear. It's not actually bad damage, even though you did get a 1 in both of them.
I'll put the degrees of success in the first one, so that's plus 2, 15, 18, 16.
It's plus 3 because you've got 2 degrees plus 1 for succeeding, so it'd be 16, 18, 16. So as these small bits of debris come flying towards you, you think you're just a little, like your timing's a little bit off. But as you fire into one of the pieces, it actually smacks into another piece. So you're able to get 2 at once. But there are still a number of other pieces. This would be in your upward direction, which I can't actually tell you if that is up or down. At this point, the craft in my own head has spun round so many times now. The space station might be upside down from your perspective at this moment. So, as the third round ends, you are... your 5 turns closer. So you've come into the start of the debris field. You've swung round. You've got some lucky saves from some debris, and you've been able to take out a couple of larger pieces of debris at the same time. It's at this point where it looks as if Sergeant Kroon is actually taking a more easy approach with the engine. She's not gunning it so much anymore. She's more throttling the throttle, trying to keep the heat up, but trying to actually smoothly slide up and position herself, well, the craft, behind a larger piece of hull plating left from the PDF defense ship that was destroyed. As she comes up behind this piece of debris, she comes over comms. Inquisitor, I can gun it. We might make it. I don't know though. Or we can try and skirt the debris field more. What do you advise? Well, the hell if I know. Gun it. If that's your wish, Inquisitor. At least for Mordecai and for Liliana, you definitely see Magnus kind of look at you two and shrug. So I don't know. So, a -30 operate test. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. She feels something. She's like, this is a good time. Tech Priest, can the engines handle another go?
Sure. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, machine spirit, carry me home. She hits the button again. So, the craft, it will fly forwards, which will gain you an extra 2 turns, which almost brings you out. So we'll go for Ezio first. Ezio, you're kind of looking up through the view screen, through the cockpit screen, and as you can hear Kroon say she thinks she can go for it, you're like, no, you're not going through. There's like this tiny little gap through the debris field that leads towards Ludwig Unworth's ship. And then she guns it and just flies forwards. She's moving the craft like almost in like a U kind of shape, just going back and forth, trying to avoid all these small bits of debris and thread the needle, as it were. Can you give me an awareness test? -20. Darius, can you give me an awareness check if you were there with a -10? Winters, can you give me a tech use test with a -20?
I'm gonna reroll that.
It would be a -20. You know what to look for. Oh dear. So you know what to look for, and as you start twisting the dials, you remember that you've dumped the fluid as it's sloshing round by your feet, and you see the temperature gauges just start to shoot up, and the engine bay, the actual plasma engine, starts to judder, shake, and you can see temperature gauges on the new equipment that's been added. All these weird steampunk gauges are all in the red. And what's worse is you're looking down at the Cognite's display screen, and it's telling you that systems are beginning to go into danger zones. We will come back to you in a moment. So, how did we do? Oh, we must be missing an Albus. Albie?
I'm here.
Can I get an awareness check with a -20, please?
From me?
Nope, this one's from Ezio in the pilot seat. In the, not pilot seat, in the co-pilot seat. So, fortunately, Ezio, although you're taking more of a front of the visual impacts as you are literally being threaded through this hole of debris heading towards the rogue trader ship, you can see that the flak cannons have been barraging the debris field, and a number of pieces are coming into your line of flight. Can you give me a ballistic skill test? There's a -40. No, sorry. -20 because you're moving so quickly. And then there is a, I believe, a +10 for shooting at things. Yeah, so can you give me a -10 ballistic skill overall, and let me know what level you're firing at? The debris chunks are quite small. You don't have to go full bore to destroy them, but there is a number of them. Would you like to re-roll?
I guess I have to.
You don't have to, but it is preferred.
I believe that's the polite way of saying yes, you do.
Ah, beautiful. So even though this is a really difficult shot and you're moving at some serious speed, Ezio, you take note of the movement in your peripheral vision, and like a fucking gun servitor, you've just calculated the program, just like, right, trajectory's coming this way, that way. You fire a line of shots, and you just watch as the debris gets pushed into the line of your fire, and not every shot hits. Not every shot. Because they don't need to. The debris that was coming towards you just turns into little, almost mini flak rounds themselves as they just explode, sending out smaller shards of debris. Now, Winters, everything is going red.
Everything's on fire.
A speaker opens up near you and begins talking Tech Priest to you. Critical function overload. Critical function overload. Danger. Danger. Seek prayers of the Omnisire to appease the machine. Can you give me
fire binary ensues?
Can you give me a awareness check first? This will be with a plus 20.
Hang on. Wonderful.
Okay. So as you're quickly looking around, trying to see if, right, everything's overheating, I need to bring the temperature down immediately. I've dumped all the fluid. I need to get the fluid back into... You look over, and one of the pipes to a... sorry, not one of the pipes. One of the doors to a auxiliary storage container. As you look down, you're like, it will be in there. A pipe is blocking it. So, I will need an agility test, sadly with -10, because you've released fluid all over the floor, as you try to get over to the panel, over to the, not the panel, the storage locker, and you have to try and like basically bend the door open to reach in to get more fluid, more radiator fluid, basically.
If I were to... Okay, so I borrowed the Omniscient Axe from the Inquisitor.
Yes.
If I were to use the power field on that to instead cut myself a hole in there, what would that be?
That'd be a weapon skill test. I would probably give you a plus 20 because it's an inanimate object. You are moving quite. There is a lot of. Basically, there's fluid all over the floor, and the ship is moving quite violently. So I would probably have to apply a -10 because of the conditions. So you'd be looking at a plus 10 overall.
Oh, that's still a better thing to do than agility, because my agility isn't great. So I'm going to try that.
Oh dear. Okay. So, would you like to re-roll, or are you going to keep it?
I don't have any fate points left.
Okay. So, you will manage to start cutting the door open, but it's going to take you 2 turns. So, the ship's just moving around too much. It's awkward. You're really trying not to touch that pipe, because you really don't want all that hot gas like roasting you alive. So you're like, so it will take you 2 turns. For the ship itself, it loses power dramatically. So there is going to be another -10, and its speed has been dropped. However, as we come on to turn 5, I can't quite remember. I've lost track now. I think you've moved 8 spaces close. No, you floored it. So you've moved 9 turns closer, and yeah, we're on turn 5. Yeah, that's right. So Ezio, you've basically come to the exit. The debris field is just disappearing. You're like, okay, we're close to the rogue trader's ship. And that's when you realise, fuck, we're out of the debris field. We're close to the rogue trader's ship. Unfortunately, now the flak cannons can actually aim at you properly. So...
Can I open fire on the flak cannons?
You can, technically.
I mean, I can or I can't.
No, you can. I'm just trying to think of how you'd be aiming for them, because they are quite small things on a very large station. Just trying to figure out what the calculation for that would be. I think it'd be a -20 to hit at the very least.
It's almost like a cold shot, but if they're doing full auto.
Don't forget I have marksman. I don't know how much that applies to.
Yeah, to the range of it, because you wouldn't have any negatives there.
Does that apply for ship combat?
I think it
Still
does.
ballistic skills. Still ballistic skill.
Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it is. It's still a ballistic skill.
Yep.
You just have to have operate to be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those weird rule ones that you still use ballistic skill for the test. You just need to have the skill to be able to operate the thing.
It's like having the prerequisite talent. Basically.
Yeah. Okay then. So she's not gonna floor it.
Well, again, can I? Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I spoke too soon.
No,
Can
go
I
ahead,
spin
Kenny.
the turret? Can I spin the turret round? Not suppress, but fire at where the guns are.
Oh, what, you want to fire at the flak as well?
Yeah. Basically, fill in the area with multi-las fire.
Short note, you can do that because I believe you're now like in range for those weapons. I know the long-barreled autocannons have an absurd range. I think the las cannon does as well, doesn't it? Multi-las.
There's
200, 250. So I would probably say for Ezio, you can fire your weaponry with a -20 to try and take out some of the flak cannons. There are 4 of them. So I don't know why I put -40 there. -20 for you, Ezio. For Darius, it's going to be a -30 because I don't think you quite have the range. Like you're going into...
Wouldn't Alaskan be able to shoot faster than
It's more.
No.
Don't worry about it. It's weird. So
it's fantasy. It's
don't ask
fantasy
questions.
sci-fi logic.
Yeah, science.
Yeah.
It's science.
It's
Oh.
sci-fi science.
Marksman doesn't affect that then?
So you have marksman as well, so you don't have the... Okay, so yeah, marksman would not would work. So yours is a -20 as well.
That's 20. It's still only 20%. That's not good. Yeah, now.
Okay, well, you're still laying down suppressing fire, and it seems as if someone has hit. So can I get 2 rolls from you, Ezio? The caliber of the gun is fucking massive. Well, no, it's an autocannon. So it's what... Oh no, Bobby isn't firing an autocannon. He's firing a.
I
Nope, Bobby does.
substitute my degree of success on my first roll.
Oh no, he does, doesn't he? The Mauler cannon. Is that the one? What it's called? It is an autogun, isn't it?
A twin-linked one. Believe.
Aha. Okay. So, Jesus Christ. So, Ezio, as you're firing at the space station, a lot more ships are hitting the space station than a lot more shots are hitting the space station. But as you're firing away, you can see something on the space station is like sparking, and then you see another one in a slightly different area, still in the cluster that you're shooting at, just explode. You've taken out one of the flaks with that 35. Saw.
And my 25, or is it combined?
The 25 hit another one and has not destroyed it, but has severely damaged it.
Also noticed.
So I believe she was not going to do She wasn't doing an all out. She was just going forwards. So no, she wanted to do an evasive maneuver. So that was a -10. Nope, flat. Okay, so she does a flat aeronautica to try and she's not doing anything else. She's going to use her last fortune point. Fuck it. So she gets 5 degrees of success, and they have a -50 to fire at you. So I believe that's 10. Did I hear a Geddy then?
We did.
Briefly.
Something about faggot or something like that. Getty?
Holy shit, that was really, really close. So I just rolled a 33, a 23, and a 20. But fortunately, with 5 degrees of success, they were hitting you on a 10.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to watch the fucking volume of this because I keep cutting out and losing out fucking chunks of everything.
Oh no. Yeah, no, that is right. So that is right. So the flak has fired. It has missed you. A couple of shots came close, but it seems as if you're out of the debris field. Ludwig's ship is fucking right there. Although you were told to dock on the space station, it seems as if Sergeant Kroon is like, nah, fuck this. Going somewhere friendly. I'm just trying to think, would they get another round of shooting off? No, we're going to say no. We're going to say no. She will gun it towards Ludwig's ship. So Ludwig's ship just... this crappy little scrap trader. The front of it is a little bit nicer than the rest of the ship. Looks like it's had a bit more care and attention, which you didn't notice last time. But the rest of it is a crappy rogue trader ship. But Kroon comes in. She manages to do a very quick... In fact, I will give her a test to fly quickly into the shuttle dock. Yeah. She nearly failed. So it's at this time when the ship comes in closer. She's got permission to dock, and she comes onto the comms. Praise the Emperor. We've made it, Inquisitor. I've docked with the Runt's ship. We should be safe now. Kroon, you were meant to dock in the space station. That Magos Garlic gave us... Inquisitor, I'm sorry. I'm not going back out there. Very well. Acolytes, you've done well. As soon as we're docked, we'll find out what's going on from the rest of my acolytes and start pushing on to the into the space station. And with a queasy silence from the group as they all try to get their shit together, you would notice. Sorry, Eris. I actually forgot about you, Winters, for a moment then. So, Winters, as you're coming towards the ship, the gun cutter is losing power. Actually, there was a... Would that have made a difference? Oh, actually, yes, it would. So as the ship's heading towards the rogue trader ship, she actually has a -10 to her operate test because the ship has lost power. She failed that roll. She's now going out of control.
God damn it.
So Winters, before this tragedy happens, you've cut through the storage lockers outer door. You've managed to get the coolant bottle out. You slam it into the machine. As you look over, you can see that there are power fluctuations because it just took you too long. The plasma reactor's onboard safety features have begun shutting down certain systems to drop the heat. Can you give me a tech use test with a minus... we'll go -20.
Now I'm fine.
Okay, you just had a hiccup. That last time, it was just such a hiccup. As you slam the bottle in, you're like, no, you fucking don't. Hit the cognate, start running your fingers across that keyboard, and you just start manually inputting new temperature guidelines for the machine spirits to obey by. And with the fluid running through the ship now, you start twisting dials as well, just haphazardly, like, okay, that one needs to go there. And you see that the power output starts to rise and the temperature starts to stabilize. You do not have the ship go out of control, as you have regained control of the power systems. The hem of your Mechanicus robe is very wet, and the cooling fluids have started to seep up the threads of the robe.
That's a problem for the future.
So the ship comes into dock with the rogue trader vessel very hard. This is a combat coming in landing. Unfortunately, there are no crashes. The ship comes down. Kroon powers off the drives and shuts down the ship. Ezio, you'd probably be the only one who would notice just the sweat pouring off of her brow, the white complexion, like she looks as if all the blood has been drained out of her body the last few tense minutes that have gone by. And she holds a small... Shit, what colour? What was it? I think it was silver. She holds a small silver aquila. As she's stopped, powered everything down, she takes hold of it as it's on a chain around her neck and begins saying praises to the machine.
I'm gonna look for the piece that I cut open, pick that up, go towards the cockpit, lean over her shoulder, and just put it in her lap and say, "I'm sorry, I had to improvise."
If that was the only casualty to my girl here, then She's done well, Tech Priest.
Is there a drain in the machinery?
A drain? I don't think so.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, how would you clean it?
We'll get a servitor and a mop. I'm sure any accidents in there will be fine, Tech Priest. I almost had a few myself. She has just implied that you had an accident back there of the biological type. She takes a low stick out.
Not at my end.
She kind of gives you a knowing look and like, the machines. I see. We have servitors that can take care of that. I'll see to it once my nerves have calmed a bit. You can actually see that her hands are covered with this really intricate nano wire fiber that runs all the way along her fingers, and basically both hands just look as if they've got electrographed tattoos on them, but they're actually not. They're filament wires, which is a Glavian cybernetica.
Ooh, impressive.
So, as you go running up to the cockpit, Winters, the Inquisitor, kind of taking a few deep breaths. Shit, how does he? He's wearing power armor. Where's he keeping his low sticks? He kind of reaches down his power armor somehow and pulls out a crushed packet of low sticks. He puts on in his mouth and lights it. Oh. Okay, acolytes, let's get off this bird and on to the next one, shall we?
No objections on my end. Though I do want to quickly say sorry to the machine spirit first.
By all means, I need to get an update from Ludwig. The Inquisitor, on that note, puts his helmet on. Does he need? No, it's not. It is. No, he doesn't need it. So he doesn't put his helmet on. He hits his microbead and tries to get into contact with Ludwig. Ludwig comes over all of your comms. It seems he is in having a bit of a problem.
Yes, Inquisitor, is that you? We're currently occupied and under fire. We need assistance, if you would please.
Ludwig, where in the Emperor's name are you?
We're in the auxiliary docking hatch. We're trying to stop the heretics from taking control. Come quickly, Inquisitor. Your people are not doing too well.
You can hear the sounds of a manhound firing some sort of weapon.
Oh boy. Okay. Gear up, let's go. I can have to help these guys at least. It's supposed to be off. Yep.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I just want to check with everyone. How are we all doing? And Geddy, do you want to carry on, or do you want to call it for this
carry
session?
on without me. I want to try and fix this thing. Head on without me. I'll just say Darius is done and behind gathering stuff.
Okay, sure. We can do that.
All right. Sorry about this. I'll tell you guys a bit.
No worries, man. So what we'll do is we'll do a few little bit longer. We'll play till like 9 o'clock and then call it there.
Good for me.
Sounds good.
Yep, sounds good. Just one thing to confirm that I actually heard this right. We're hearing the dog firing a gun.
The manhound. Yes. He's not a dog. He's a manhound.
Is that another way of saying manslut?
No, no. You know how you have beastmen in abhumans, but he's a manhound. He's a hound that has human DNA in him. That's made him
The
more,
dogman.
you know, he has opposable thumbs, for example, which none of you clued on to last time.
Oh God. Okay. I guess we get our shit and go.
If only I could find some actual 40k art of what a manhound looked like, I would show it to you, but I only have a description. So, it's a man and a hound. It has a weird dog face with human-like eyes and can do human-like expressions, but walks on all fours and has opposable thumbs.
That is weird.
Yeah.
You can say that again.
So as you all depart the gun cutter, you're coming off into Ludwig's, just a standard crappy hangar bay. So you move fairly quickly before the Inquisitor gets on the comms with the rest of his people. So he gets in touch with Flame, who is currently with Ludwig. She gives basically a better breakdown of what's happening. They are holding the auxiliary warehouse for this docking bay. There is Flame and Tyrannus, and I believe it's also the other Mari, the Arbite. So hang on, I'll give you their tokens because I'm pretty sure you know them probably better by their tokens than. Oh, sorry, it's not Mari.
I did get confused.
It's Marius. That one, the Arbite. I think that's Marius. So
Yep.
How you say their names confuses me because dyslexic. So it appears as if the Imperial Guard and the Arbites are in the thick of it, assisting the battle. Castella is currently with Newell and Jenkins in Ludwig's medical bay. Mutala is unconscious still, which is good. She does tell you. So basically, this is the scribe that you guys keep getting to do your work for you. Yeah, she's with the crazy psyker. The psyker's still unconscious, which is good. However, the kid is not unconscious. He sat with her and he keeps saying odd things and she's not really sure what to do. And then you have... Go ahead, Jim.
Perhaps it would be better for him to be asleep too. Just perhaps.
You say for him to be
maybe.
a slave to?
Asleep.
Asleep.
Okay.
He's technically already asleep.
He's certainly not. He was well, okay, fair enough. So Dariel, or Dariel, whatever his name is, the sneaky boy, is nowhere to be seen. He doesn't respond to comms. And Festus is currently rampaging in the space station with a number of Ludwig's more fanatic followers. No, not fanatic followers. Fanatic Emperor botherers.
Hopefully he dies.
He is currently telling the Inquisitor to fuck off. In case you didn't realise, not a great relationship going on between Festus and the Inquisitor at the moment.
I mean, he did have his entire belief broken a little while ago.
Yeah, he's not quite accepting that whole fact at the moment. But he will eventually. He will eventually. However, he does give just enough information to tell basically tell the Inquisitor, I'm going after the righteous believers. I shall bring the holy flame to these heretics. Stay out of my way.
Just describe Costello. Can I ask Costello where is Tiffany? Because I'm noticing a distinct lack of Tiffany.
Tiffany is actually with the crew of the... Where is she? Where's her token? There she is. So Tiffany, that's a good point. Where should we place Tiffany? We'll probably place her with these guys, actually, with the Imperial Guard. She's a fighter.
Oh boy.
She likes a good scrap.
At least she is with capable people, even though Flame is crazy. I do like Tyrus. Marius, not so much.
So as the Inquisitor gets a calling from the... Oh, actually, hang on. We're missing one. Where's VV? Oh, sorry, not... Well, yeah, actually, no, I renamed him VV. And Ceres, another one. So, the ones without tokens, oh dear. Technically his name's TT, but I think I renamed him to VV because I like it better. So VV and Ceres Mantorus come into the comms, and they inform the Inquisitor that they are on the space station. They are assisting the Adeptus Mechanicus in purging the scrap code from the systems that have been affected. VV would inform the Inquisitor that it appears as if the space station is losing power to its plasma reactors that keep it in stationary orbit.
Well then.
Which is
At
all
least the right
kinds of
people.
joy.
Liana has only one wish right now, and that is to rush and go help these people. But unfortunately, she has to wait for the Inquisitor's order and to see what the rest of the group wants to do.
So you actually have to push through that way to get onto the space station. From where you are now, perhaps Winters would know, would be able to read the machine cult's symbols to be able to go, no, I can get us through a shortcut this way and that way. Probably how Ceres and VV managed to get to their position in the space station. But otherwise, you're going to have to go through the maintenance and hangar bay warehouse where they're all fighting now.
I'm gonna look at Winters. Which way is the fastest?
I'm just gonna try and follow the Mechanicus symbols then.
I roll an awareness to see if I find any signs.
So you, Ezio, you wouldn't know what to look for when it comes to Mechanicus signs. So no, you can roll awareness for something else, but you wouldn't know how to help Winters.
Well, then I'll just look for ambushes.
If you're going to go through the back passages, Winters, you would be leaving. You'd be bypassing the acolytes who are fighting in the warehouse in front of you.
Do we want to do that?
It's up to you as a group. You can bypass one fight to get into the space station sooner. You will be leaving your allies to fight the battle on their own. So that'll be kind of up to you. On the upside, you are saving time. And if the power system is being affected, you know, wouldn't be a bad thing to expedite the getting to the problem.
Considering they're holding their own right now, we could tip the balance in our favor and help them out.
True.
Yeah, sounds
Yes,
like a good
please.
plan.
My better half is right there fighting. Whatever I can do.
So you're going to go in to help your allies, or are you going to bypass them and make for the objectives?
Gonna go
Oh,
in, I think.
we're gonna go in, I think.
Consensus there.
So it is going in after the objectives. Very well then. Very well. So as you make your way through Ludwig's ship to get to the airlock that leads you onto the space station, you can see that they've basically set up a mini triage center. So the ship's medic, who I believe I do have a name for, don't really think it matters all that much now, but he's currently set up a small triage center and is treating a number of the wounded that are coming out from the battle, basically. As he sees the Inquisitor, he actually waves him down. Inquisitor, that tech priest, she gave me a serum. Some teacher, I don't know, said Jenny made it. Do you? He just hands a. Basically, it's a syringe pouch. There are 8 syringes in it. And there is a note. After reading the note, it reads, "To the Inquisitor and party. Thanks to Ceres Mantoris's help." Oh, sorry, it was from Jenny. Thanks to Ceres's help, I was able to formulate this concoction from the mutant that we captured on the Hive world. This should give you some of its abilities for a short time. Use with caution. It is untested. So,
Ezio would respond, don't use it. If Ezio learns of it.
What
I mean,
should
the
take
Inquisitor's
all and
reading
drink?
it in front of you and like, look. Well, if any of you want one of these, you let me know.
I don't know what
Can I burn them?
they do.
No, you can't burn them. I'm not gonna give it to you to fucking burn. I tell you what to burn. You don't tell me what to fucking.
What's in there
From,
anyway?
Something that was very hard to kill.
So
What do you guys want to burn?
the letter says that it has rejuvenating effects. Out of character for game turns. Each stim will give you
Mutant
3
tubes.
rounds of regeneration 3, which means you'll regenerate 3 hit points per round. As I said, it lasts for 3 rounds.
What are the side effects?
You each get 1. You have no idea, and neither does she.
Just look at it as you
Possibly go wrong.
don't
Wait,
destroy it,
who gave us this?
Jenny,
Jenny.
Who? Sorry.
Jenny, Shazina's
Jenny.
character.
Oh, Jenny. Okay.
Yeah, this was the mutant you caught in the Underhive where its legs and arms got lopped off. And it could regenerate.
Almost killed me and Geddy.
Yeah, that one. Well,
Get
not
ready.
that one exactly, but
Get ready for. No, you know what? I'm not gonna say it because if I'm actually correct, I'm gonna have to laugh too hard.
sorry, there's 5 of them, so there's 1 for each of you.
Damn it, I was hoping you were true with 8.
No, sorry, there's only 5 for now.
Oh, well.
Can I return mine? I don't want mine.
I'll take yours if you don't.
2 HP. I could really use it.
Ezio doesn't
Too late.
can choose.
Damn it.
Too
Ezio
late.
is fine with mutants. Ezio isn't fine with ingesting mutant juice.
Speaking of HP, can I spend a fate point to gain 5 HP back, please?
Sure. You can do
Thank
that.
you.
By all means, you can do that.
Just completely forgot, and I figure going into whatever we're about to go into on 7 rather than 2 is a little bit better.
It sounds a lot better, to be honest. To be honest. So sure, as you get handed these injectors, the Inquisitor passes them out. Ezio passes his to someone else. He quickly snatches it. You all move forwards. Inquisitor, giving a nod to the men who are getting fixed up. It appears as if there's an awful lot of heavy bolter wounds on them, which is kind of worrying. Winters would be aware of that, and as would Ezio. But as you push forwards, you come to basically the corridor that connects where you are now, the triage center, with the main warehouse workshop area, and you can hear the fighting coming from there. And as you all prepare yourselves and get into formation and lock and load, that is where our camera fades away, the image crackling and disappearing, as that is the end of our episode. So I certainly hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm not quite sure it was as good as my last orc space one. There wasn't enough tension, there wasn't enough drama, there wasn't enough chance of death. I'll have to increase the chance of death, I think. Yes.
I need to invest in a vac suit and iron.
To be fair, that may be because, well, I have a stupid amount of tech years.
I have a stupid amount of ballistic skill.
So to be
I
fair,
think
sometimes
we
it's
all-
the dice. The dice can always change a hard encounter to an easy encounter. My dice were on most of the time for both your roll, for the good rolls and the bad rolls, like the baddies and the goodies. So, plus, again, I am new to the vehicle work of mind, kind of. I prefer to have a map, to be completely honest with you.
I think we all just need to pray more to the God Emperor for your rolls against us to be bad and your rolls in favor of us to be good.
This is true. Sacrifice more virgins to Korn. No, to Zinch. Changer of Ways. That's the one.
Would it be Sanish?
No, the Changer.
I don't want to sacrifice virgins.
Oh my god, they recognize that Omnissiah Knuckles.
Look, it if it was Slanesh, Slanesh wouldn't be happy with virgins. She would want slags, because let's face it, they're more fun. So, on that...
But one good at like, I meant virgins.
Nah, give Slanesh a couple of slags. Much better. So, thank you all so much for joining us for this little episode. I certainly hope you did enjoy it and are looking forward to future episodes to come, where in the next episode we fight the heretics and bring the God Emperor's justice to the creatures of beyond. So, hopefully you will join us for that.
Scrap code.
Maybe.
It's gonna be
We'll have to see.
fine.
I just saved your ass last time.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh, it's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. So please do join us for those episodes, because the next few episodes, things start happening. More things, beautiful things start happening, and I want you all to join me for them. So thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, and sharing. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.